Hi, E2 kids. It's Miss Ferris here, and this is a big deal for me because this is my presentation to you all about my grad school project that I've been working really, really hard on about self regulation. And we've talked about self regulation in our classroom this year, in that it means to be in control of your body and your emotions to meet a certain goal. Well, I've been working really, really hard doing surveys with you, reading lots of research articles, and hearing from other teachers about different ways that I can help kids self regulate. And in this presentation, I'm going to tell you all the solutions I came up with. So, to start off, my big project or question that I was trying to answer is how might I create a system to help my students self regulate? And I chose this topic because of you guys. I want all 23 of you to become much better self-regulators as you continue in our classroom this year or as you grow older and into an adult one day. It's super duper important that you have this skill mastered so that way you can be successful as an adult one day. So, my first solution that I came up with was that the solution must include a calm and caring relationship with a teacher. So, my goal would be a strong relationship with me in my classroom. And the way I could do that is just by playing with you guys, whether that's at recess or in STEM bins or we're playing morning meeting games. I found some really cool mindfulness games that we'll get to play, and you'll learn much more about those later on. But so, one of the biggest solutions and the most important solution is that you have a relationship with me so that way I can help teach you and show you how to self regulate your emotions and your body. The next solution was that it must include a consistent and structured classroom and school environment. So, this would have to do with our classroom and the entire Washington Elementary School, or next year when we move to McKinley, it'll be at McKinley Elementary School. So, that could include like our morning meetings that we do every day, our expectations that we come up with together, having a consistent schedule or having the same kind of schedule every day so you know what to expect. Continuing to do afternoon connections because that's a really good time for you to calm down after lunch and recess. And then I even have a little checklist for me to use so that way I can make sure that I'm creating a classroom that's going to help you self regulate your body and your emotions. The third one is that it must include an environment which contains visual and hands-on materials to help you self-regulate. So one thing that we don't have right now, but I think will be really, really great to start out next year is something called a calming corner. Now, this would be a space in our classroom that you can use when, maybe you're upset about something that happened with a friend or you're really frustrated about a project. This would be a space where you can go to just calm down your body and figure out what emotions you're feeling so that way you're ready to share with me about those feelings or with your classmates, or just to be able to come back to learning and be successful. Another thing that we would do is to create visuals, which would mean like cards that you could access or posters that we can make that will give you lots of different strategies to help you calm your body and your emotions down. The next solution number 4, is that it must include differentiated instruction to meet the needs of a wide variety of self-regulation abilities. Now that sounds kind of confusing, but what it means is that everybody has different self-regulation skills. Nobody is going to be exactly the same. That's just like in math and reading. Nobody has the same set of skills for math and reading. So when we're talking about self-regulation, I can do different things to help different kids. So that might be like movement games for some kids that really like to move their body. It might be drawing or writing for some kids. It might be creating a journal where me and you write back and forth. There's lots of different ways that I can help you learn how to self-regulate based on your personal needs and your interests. Solution number 5 is that it must include a consistent form of giving feedback to students on their progress in self-regulation. So we actually did one of these earlier this year. We did that self-regulation assessment where you kind of rated yourself on your own self-regulation skills. So that's a way of giving feedback to yourself. Another thing that I can do to help you is I could use a rubric. So that's like giving you a grade on your self-regulation. I could also give you shout outs for different things that you're doing that are positive, like you're regulating your emotions or your body really well. The sixth solution is that it's all about goal setting. So students set and evaluate their own goals and progress towards achieving that goal. So I made this digital tracker, so it's kind of like your own tracking of your grades, but also with your self-regulation skills. We've done a goal getter before, so setting a goal on how to monitor your own emotions or your body, doing other check-ins, like how's it going, and learning how to just calm down and be mindful after situations where you maybe weren't in control of your body or your emotions. The seventh solution, now that there's a lot of solutions here, that one must include a process towards helping students identify their current emotions and regulate these emotions appropriately. Now, sometimes it can be really, really hard to put a word to an emotion that we're feeling. So, some things that I found are an emotions wheel, which is kind of covered by my face here, but an emotions wheel to help you figure out what emotion you're feeling, playing an identifying my emotions game. I found a great clip with the Cookie Monster, and he learns how to self-regulate and name his emotions, and also just different books. Like, we've read What Should Danny Do, and we know what happens when he makes a bunch of bad choices. We also know what happens when he makes a bunch of good choices. So helping you identify the emotions that you're feeling, so that way we can help you move through that feeling. And finally, the eighth solution is that it must include a process towards identifying the cause of a child's dysregulated behavior. So sometimes when we're feeling really, really big behaviors, or really big feelings, like we're really mad or we're really frustrated at something, it's hard to figure out why you're feeling that way. So it's super duper important that I help you identify that feeling, but also I connect with maybe your families to figure out what's the cause of this behavior or what's the cause of this emotion that this kid might be feeling. Because when we can identify the cause, it helps me figure out how to help you. Now, last but not least, this is a lot. There's a lot of solutions here, and there's no way for me to do all of this all at once. So what I came up with was 12 weeks of different focuses. So this is something that I plan on starting off at the beginning of next school year, but there's definitely things in here that we're going to start this school year too, at the end of the school year. So it's 12 weeks with 2 focuses for each week. And that's just going to help us slowly learn how to self-regulate our body and our emotions much better next year, so that way we can have a successful school year.